And welcome back, everybody. This is Movies and Beyond. Yeah, that's all you need to know, really. Kyle, how are we doing?
Hiya.
Hiya. Kyle's, you doing good? You excited for today?
When you say today, it's like the start of the day, mate. It's like nearly 10 o'clock.
Yeah, still.
No, then.
No? Sweet. Fair enough. But it is Blue Beetle week. Are we excited for Blue Beetle week?
Do you know what? I'm actually getting a bit more excited for it.
All right, we'll save your excitement because it's a topic.
Right.
We don't speak as friends anymore, Kyle. We just speak about movies on here.
Why the fuck did you ask me that about Blue Beetle then?
I just thought, I was going to get like a simple yes or no. Yeah, I'm excited. It's Blue Beetle week. And then you was going to go, all right, let's get on to our first topic. And then you was like, I'm just pretty excited.
All right, let's get on to our first fucking topic.
All right, this first topic is pretty exciting.
Monday.
Apparently, Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige himself, is once the actor strike is done and everything, prepared to offer Hugh Jackman a lead role in Avengers Secret Wars. So not just a cameo, a lead role in Avengers Secret Wars.
I'm gonna turn you down a bit.
So, what's your opinion on this? We all knew he'd be coming back for Secret Wars, but we didn't really know in what capacity. And if it isn't a lead role, it's kind of making me think, they need to get like Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire back and have them in lead roles in Secret Wars.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, I don't really know about Tobey Maguire. I think it's a big multiversal film, so anything goes at this point. I feel like I feel like it'll be like the Avengers, but Avengers that we never got kind of thing. I've seen loads of like edits online where people have put. I remember when I saw loads of edits for Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, and I just kept seeing loads of like edits of Toby and obviously Hugh as their respectable characters coming back, and then being like, it's stupid. Like the edits were shit, but it was just like that'd be pretty cool that like we get like an Avengers team up with them. It's something I never thought would happen, but if this is the case, then it's more real than it ever could be, and especially with Toby and Andrew both came back for No Way Home, it's a very real possibility. And I think
it's possible.
It's
possible.
I think it'll definitely excite people to go and see these Marvel movies because, yes, let's be honest, Marvel are doing fine. Like, they're doing absolutely fine, but negativity spreads more than positivity.
Tell that to AIDS.
I wish I could. I was gonna try and make a joke about that, but you beat me to it.
I know.
But it's it's a case of it could just win back some of the fans and in a certain sense, because a lot of people look at Marvel in a bit of a bad light at the moment just because of everything that's happened with Secret Invasion, the not very well received She-Hulk, and obviously some of the films weren't well received that they did. Ant-Man 3 being one of them.
I still see Marvel post Endgame being like a 70-30 split to stuff that I liked and didn't like.
Yeah, no,
which is bad. Which is still bad for Marvel because they used to be on like 100% fucking kill streak.
Well, not necessarily.
Not
I mean,
bad,
look at Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3 and stuff like that. Like back, it was towards more the end. Everything started being like really.
I think Phase 3 was like the knockout phase.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So here's the thing: I don't think Marvel's on a slope downward. If anything, they're on a slope upwards.
I think they're winding up. They're winding up, if you know what I mean, and then they're gonna punch through that.
Yeah, I mean, if I'll say this, if we do end up getting Hugh Jackman in a lead role for Secret Wars, I And if we get something like Toby coming back and him having... It begs the question, though, what are they going to do with Andrew? What are they going to do with these other characters that mean so much to so many people? Because obviously, yeah, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is Wolverine. Like, he's a lot of people's Wolverine. But...
Well, he's everyone's Wolverine. Nobody else has had a chance to do it because he has done it for, 23 years?
Yeah, but look at all these other characters, though, like, like Mr. Fantastic. Like, to a lot of people, it's the dude from the original 2 films. I mean, those films weren't fantastic by any means, but they were still enjoyable. I watched them as a kid, and I loved the hell out of them. And they're the only decent Fantastic Four that we've had. I'm not saying decent; it's better out of the 2 Fantastic films that franchises that we've had. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what they do. If he comes back as a lead role, I'm all for it. Just, if you're gonna go all in, Marvel. Don't hold back. Do a classic. Do like a 2000s Avengers team that we never got. Yeah. Do it. It will make money. People are nostalgic as fuck right now. People are always nostalgic as fuck.
Yeah, like call it Earth 2000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's got all them heroes. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I'm excited if Hugh is going to get this offer, because we don't know if he's going to accept it yet.
I think he probably will.
I think he will. I think...
He's accepted Deadpool 3. He's doing this.
That is Ryan Reynolds with him, which I do believe Ryan Reynolds is going to be in Secret Wars as well.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be in Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
I do believe he's going to be in Secret Wars. But this is going to be like setting up with like... Obviously, I think Kang Dynasty is going to set up our current Avengers team. But I think Secret Wars is going to set up our multiversal like Avengers team.
Yeah.
Like ones like from loads of different realities. Because who doesn't want to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine next to Chris Evans as Captain America, next to Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker Spider-Man, next to Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man?
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like, there's so much they can do with this film. It's just it's a bit worrying, because you kind of do want it to be... You want it to be all these things, but at the same time you don't want it to be overcrowded. But Marvel have managed to handle overcrowded movies. I mean, look at Civil War. I know you... I kind of... I do and I don't, but at the same time, I'm more or less... I'm on the side of it is. So with Civil War, it's a very much a Avengers 2.5. I get people who say that, and I agree with that in a sense, but I still understand that it is a Captain America movie. But it kind of feels like an Avengers 2.5 as well, a lot. So, this is an Avengers film where everyone or anyone can be the main character. It doesn't matter who.
Well, we know from Tom Holland's new contract that he signed that he is the main lead in the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be the leader of the Avengers, but he will be the main lead actor at the forefront, which rightly so, because his films outside of the Avengers films and out of currently anyone right now is up there. Like, he is the man right now for Marvel.
I think he maybe won't be the leader or whatever, maybe he does grow into that leadership thing. I mean, this is we finished Spider-Man's origin story.
I'm pretty sure I was reading reports the other day that it is going to be Sam Wilson.
Okay, well, fair enough. I mean, I still don't mind having Spider-Man being a bit more of a leadership kind of thing.
I see it as being a Tony and Steve relationship.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Spider-Man will be the one that brings everyone together, kind of thing. I feel like he'll be like, he's the most experienced when it comes to multiverse stuff. So it's like he's the man for it.
Yeah, I feel like Strange is going to be off in Fucktown doing something. But so kind of done this reverse weird way, because now we're going to speak about Kang Dynasty. And this excites me. What we're about to talk about, like, this really excites me because, you know, a lot of people thought her villain arc was just one and done, and it's like, oh, he didn't really do anything. You know, why was she a villain for just one film? She's turned good now. Nope. Apparently, Wanda's going to be working with Kang. Yeah. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. So not only are we going to have Kang going up against the Avengers, multiple versions of Kang, we're also going to have the Scarlet Witch going up against the Avengers. Because if there's anyone who can promise her that family that she wants, it's that man right there. He can drop her in any reality he wants with her family. So this is pretty exciting to me. What do you think of the Scarlet Witch's on Wanda's villain arc not being quite done yet?
I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, cool, I guess. I like the idea. It's weird because obviously with the events of Doctor Strange, you know.
Yeah, because I don't take the end of Doctor Strange as her turning good.
Yeah.
I see that as like, oh no, she still wants her family, but it's like, right, I'm not gonna go about it this way. You know, harming this innocent girl.
That doesn't make her a villain then anymore, does it? It's like, if you're not willing to harm this girl just to get what you want, then why would you team up with the baddest of the bad?
Because she's gonna harm everyone instead.
That's what I mean. It doesn't make sense. So
I think because it was in front of her kids as well, and you know that stuff just came over her. But I like this a lot.
I mean, I love Wanda's character. I love what they've done with the character. I just think how they went about the whole thing in Doctor Strange. Like I said, I'm very mixed on Doctor Strange. I like it more than I dislike it.
I think without a doubt she was the best part.
She was. But it was just like the way they left it. It was very. It was just like, well, you've not really told us anything about Wanda's character now. This whole arc was about Wanda, and you've just kind of like gone, all right, she's not, and then you know, it's like you see a puff of smoke or whatever, a glow when the whole building's crumbling down, which is like, oh, we don't know if she's dead. It just feels like a cheap move. It's like Marvel of all people should know what they're doing with the characters, and they should make it very crystal clear if she's still about, still doing shit, or if she's just kind of gone now. You know what I mean? No, don't have to be dead, just gone, or whatever. Or if she is dead. Don't do this, this hiding, this thing. So I don't know. I get you excited for it. It is a cool idea, I agree, but just the way they went about it at the end of Multiverse of Madness, it was kind of like, ooh, is she dead? Is she ran away, disappeared? What's she doing now? We don't know, 'cause we don't fucking get it. It's like same with Vision and well, it's same with White Vision. It's like he just fucking flew through the roof and fucked off. It's like, alright, cool, see ya.
Why have you got to label him as that?
What?
White Vision. Why can't it just be Vision?
Because he's the White Vision.
Alright. Okay. I was just trying to trip you up on your words, but you weren't falling for it, so.
No.
Yeah. But do you actually see this happening though? Do you see Wanda still, you know, taking part in that villainous ways, or maybe not villainous, but it's like maybe Kang's like got her children, and he's like, you know, pretty much doing what he did to Scott.
No,
yeah, she'd fucking wipe the floor with him, wouldn't she?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of like, she's kind of given up on it. She's you know, we look back, she's like living with the reality she has. She's gone back to, you know, sitting in a cabin, just having a nice peaceful life. Maybe she fucked off back to the cabin, we don't know. And then maybe Kang's come in.
Maybe she's just trying to reset what she did. You know, maybe that's what's in it for her.
No, she didn't. No, because it's not like what she did with, you know. There's no there's nothing bad that happened. I mean, yeah, she killed a bunch of sorcerers in the Sanctum, and she went through the multiverses killing, you know.
The Illuminati.
If anything, why would you, so if she's trying to correct the wrongs, why would you team up with Kang of all people?
Well, this kind of lines up a little bit as well with, though, that, you know, that 838 universe is going to want revenge for the person who went in and wiped out all them people. So maybe she needs to team up with Kang for, like, a self-preservation sort of thing. It's like, oh, you know the multiverse better than these guys, and I need help.
I don't know what they do with it. I really don't. It's up in the air, and if they can make a good story out of it, I'm all for it. Just please make it very crystal clear on what's the deal with it, because I don't want it to be like a fucking Marvel TV show where it's like, ooh, mystery, and you know the episode fucking ends.
Yeah. Well, I like it. I think it's a cool idea. I hope they do it in a good way. But yeah. Anyway, Kyle, what was you going to say about Blue Beetle? Because you can now talk about it.
Sorry, can we just go back to that topic? I just realised something pretty cool. What if she is having to work with Kang on the magical side? Because she is the most powerful magical being. She's you know, and
More
what if
powerful
she's
than the Sorcerer Supreme
forced?
himself?
What if she's forced by Kang to, you know, work with him and do his bidding essentially, because she's she's come to terms with she won't have her kids in the universe, but she realizes other Wandas in other universes have their kids, and she wants to protect that. Now that's a good idea. That's a good reason why.
Ooh, so you're telling me that Elizabeth Olsen is going to be the mummy of mummies?
I mean, she's already acknowledged it, so you know.
Yeah.
But you see what I mean? That's a good idea. That's something I can work with.
Let me tell you, Kyle.
Forced into working with Kang.
I had fun when I was putting this slide together, just getting to look at pictures of Elizabeth Olsen as the Scarlet Witch. God, I wish.
That's cool. What do you think of my idea?
I like it. Okay, it.
Right.
Yeah. Let's call it the mummy of all mummies theory, because that's what it is.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one above all, the mummy above all. Oh, she could be a mummy above me. So the first reactions are in for Blue Beetle. Last time I checked, the reviews still out, but the first reactions are pretty good. Obviously, we've got our obligatory, the best DC film since Nolan did The Dark Knight. You know, it's an emotional family story. People are saying it's actually a huge surprise about how good it is. It's a DC standout. It's funny, and then people are saying it's mostly a blast. What do you think of these early reactions for Blue Beetle?
I don't give a shit. I mean, we heard all the stuff that came out for Flash. You know, I like the Flash. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't the best DC movie of all time. So,
do you think someone's going to say that for Aquaman when that comes out at the end of the year? Best DC film since The Dark Knight.
If that happens,
do you know the only film I've believed that for, when it's after watching it, is when they say the best DC film since The Dark Knight is The Batman, when that came out. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited. We're seeing it this week. Another thing I do want to talk about is that this film is going to floppy dick flop. Because I went on to go book us some tickets today for you, me and Wayne. And there is 2 showings on Friday. The day it comes out, there is 2 showings.
IMAX on that? Because I know Oppenheimer's got an extension on IMAX.
None in IMAX. Just 2. Just 2 regular screenings.
Jesus Christ.
This film isn't even gonna have a chance to make money. Now, before I clicked on our screen that I chose, there was 4 people in there. So that's good. But God, this film is gonna flop harder than a dead grandma down some stairs. You know, I know the UK is not the be-all and end-all of the box office. I know we're quite a small number towards it. But I think if this is the trend here, where opening day it's got 2 screenings, That's it. This ain't boding well. But it's still going to make more money than if they dumped it on Max, HBO Max. I think that's a positive. They need to look at it. But I'm expecting a good film. I'm just not expecting it to do well.
What if it's one of those things where it's like it's not given a chance to make money with the limit showing it has?
It's not.
Right, and it turns out to be one of the best DCEU movies.
Well, it very well could. It very well could be.
It'll be like a Blade Runner situation.
But yeah, you know,
that much film made no fucking money.
Nobody wanted to see Flash. You know, nobody wanted to see Shazam. You know, by the end of the year, box office wise, I think Marvel would have made more with Guardians of the Galaxy alone than the 4 DC films that came out.
It's coming to the end of DCEU though. I mean, at the end of the day, no one fucking, like, realistically, no one fucking cares. I don't even think the studio guys care.
And I think they need a bigger break between the films. I think they need to let people crave it a little bit more. You know, yeah. DC, because Superman Legacy comes out in 2025. That is, 2 years away. It's just under 2 years away now. But that, I don't think that film's going to do too hot either. I think a lot of it's going to be...
I think it'll be the best one that we've had so far, money-wise.
Yes, movie quality-wise, James Gunn doing it, I've got all the faith in this film.
And obviously, like, money-wise... Sorry, I meant to say money-wise. Obviously, movie-wise, it's going to be fucking outstanding. It's going to be the best DC movie we've had in a long time, besides the Batman. But money-wise, I think it will do good. I think it will do pretty well because it's like people are excited to see a new Superman. It's Superman, like look at the Amazing Spider-Man films. Obviously, I think the second one didn't do too well, but you look at the next one they did for that, and it was a reboot. It did fairly well, and the next ones after that did well as well. It's just it needs. Obviously, the first one's not going to like. I'm not expecting Superman Legacy to make bank. To make anything really
I think it makes less than 500 million. I really do.
Potentially, but the sequel will get more, and I think the third one will hit $1 billion easily. That's just looking at what Spider-Man: Homecoming and Far From Home and No Way Home did. It is what it is, but I think people just need to, I get it, DC needs to take a bit of a break, but I think they're just dishing out shit now to finish this DCEU. I don't think they care that these movies make any money. I just think they're trying to make back what they've made on it. Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
They don't care if this flops, and they don't care if it does well.
Right, depending on how well this film does this weekend, what are the chances that this kid is still Blue Beetle in the new DC universe with James Gunn? Because James Gunn said he will be. And I think they've known for a long time that this film's going to flop, but do you think to James Gunn it will matter more to critical response?
I'm taking with what James Gunn said with a grain of salt because of what he said about the Flash and Flash changing the ending the DCEU.
No, but this isn't continuity in like this is like him saying that this actor will be Blue Beetle in my universe as well. So if
he said that fully, then yeah, he will.
So do you think it'll matter to him more like critical reception or?
I think he'll get another movie, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get another movie. I think if we do see him again, it will be in the Booster Gold TV show. So, yeah. Anyway, more DC. God, I should have really split this up: Marvel, DC, but
I'm fucking lazy.
I'm a Marvel guy, so I wanted to talk about all my Marvel stuff first.
Are you fucking lazy?
Really, I should have put Barbie first because.
No, I should have put Kang Dynasty and Barbie first.
Kang Barbisty. But Wonder Woman, apparently Gal Gadot was saying, "Oh yeah, we're getting Wonder Woman free." No, we're not. You lied. The reps came out from DC and said Gal has not been promised anything like that for Wonder Woman 3. You know. So do you think, what do you think Gal were doing? Do you think maybe she misunderstood? Like, I do believe they probably had a meeting. Do you think she maybe misunderstood what was said, or do you think she's trying to will it into existence to get the...
Can I ask something? Has Gal Gadot has she had any credits for, having anything to do with the character of Wonder Woman in these movies?
I think she produced the second.
Right, there you fucking go. I am sick to death of actors, right, saying that, oh, we're doing this movie like this. Like, no, you're not. You're starring in this movie that you didn't... Like, actors need to stop and taking credit for these writers and the directors and producers and things. They keep saying, like, oh, yeah, I'm really proud of how we did this character. It's like, no, you acted how the director wanted you to act. I get it.
I'm going to go against you a bit on this, because I do, you can't tell me that Robert Downey Jr. didn't bring his own flair to Iron Man. That character is written around being Robert Downey Jr., and you can't say it's not.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. It's like, it's still not, he's not gone and said, like, oh, yeah, I want Iron Man to say this, or kind of thing. Like, maybe he's had, like, a bit of input and stuff like that, but it's the directors and it's the writers and the directors that steer these characters into the way they are. I get it. The actor still has a little bit of input, but to say stuff like, "Oh yeah, we've really changed it up for this character," it's like, no, you haven't really. Like, you've had a bit of input. I'm
gonna really disagree with you. Yes, the writers are very important in building these characters, but I think it's only once writer and actor and director come together that can really start to mold the character to what it is. I think it is a really, big thing for everyone to come together. Because look at Chris Hemsworth. It was Chris Hemsworth and Taika Waititi that reinvented Thor. That version of Thor that everyone loves in Ragnarok. You can't say there's not a flair of Chris Hemsworth in that, because it is. You can tell it's Chris and Taika together.
The directors and the writers are there before the actors even...
Yeah, no, they are. They are. But the finished product that gets put on screen is definitely everyone coming together. And
I know, but at the end of the day, it's still like, I just hate that they think that they've completely... The way they say it is like, oh, we've completely changed the character. It's like, no, you've helped to... you've had a nice little bit of input. That's it. It's just the way that sometimes they say this stuff. It's like, you've had an input, you've had like a say in stuff, but you yourself have not been one of the, the writer and director are still the main.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Coming off your point, I don't think Gal is very involved in Wonder Woman in the character development and stuff like that. Obviously, she's played her a few times. But I still don't fully agree with what you're saying, because we've got actors like that. Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, Kyle. You're telling me that is not him?
No, I'm not saying that, but Gal Gadot definitely isn't like one of those type of actors.
But it's not all actors though, is it? It's
No. Obviously, you've got some really obviously great people that do. I'm not taking back my word, but I'm still saying that, like, Gal Gadot coming out and saying that, oh yeah, we've got Wonder Woman 3 in the works. It's like, we're doing the whole creating it now.
Well, that's what I've asked. Do you think she's thrown that out there to try will it into existence to see what the reaction would be from the fans? Because looking around on the internet, it was pretty negative anyway. It was, no, don't bring her back, because it just, you need to do a full reset for this universe.
Agree. They need to all fuck off. I love Henry Cavill. I love Ben Affleck's Batman. But seriously, guys, these guys need to go away now.
Yeah.
It's a new DC universe. Gal Gadot included. Don't try and shimmy. It's not like Marvel where, they brought back Daredevil. It's like, this is clearly now a new universe, and there isn't any. This is a new universe. Like Daredevil's, there's an exception with it because it's like he's just a character in his own, and it never really connected with anything. And he's still able to do this. He's still, the actor's still willing to come back and everything like that. And so is Gal Gadot. I get that, but this is a reset of an entire universe. You taking bits out that you liked from the old universe, it's not going to mesh well. I don't think.
No. If he is to do a universe, it needs to be completely rebooted.
I mean, I'm all for Gal Gadot coming back if she's from her universe, like they did with No Way Home with Toby and Andrew. I'm all for that. But anything else, her saying that she is the main DCU's Wonder Woman, she can't be. I'm sorry. She's great as Wonder Woman. I'll agree to you on that, but it's a reset.
Like the original Wonder Woman might be in my top 10 comic book films of all time. It might just be.
This is going off as well. James Gunn. James Gunn's like basically the main guy for this, right? And he was able to turn. I know there's people going to disagree with me here. A shitty movie, The Suicide Squad, the first one, and then take these characters, right, and make a reboot, but a sequel with some of the same characters from the previous film, and do it even better, do it the best it could be. And like, if James Gunn is the man to do it, he could do it. But if he's saying he wants to reset, he wants to reset. And like we say now, in James Gunn we trust because he's the man for it. He can do a lot of things, and I think it's like Peacemaker. Peacemaker, he could continue in his own universe. He could have his own show and continue in his own universe, like he is with season 2. Well, I think he is, anyways. But he could still be a part of. He could be a part of the new DC. It's because there's little exceptions here and there. Because like he's not going to be a part of the Justice League, Rob. He's just in his own little bubble.
Well, here's another question I've got for you. Do you think James Gunn's interpretation of Superman will probably come under a lot more scrutiny than, like his Guardians characters, like his Suicide Squad characters, like Peacemaker? Because all these things was relatively unknown characters that he did. Obviously with the exception of Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. But he takes unknown characters a lot of the time. Like, who the fuck knew who Bloodsport was? Really? And make that one of your main characters of the Suicide Squad. Peacemaker. Who knew Peacemaker? Who knew Ratcatcher? Not just Ratcatcher, Ratcatcher 2 and Polka Dot Man. So do you think when he's getting, when he's going to start using these more established characters more, do you think, obviously it's going to come under scrutiny from Superman fans anyway, but do you think maybe his flair will not mesh so well with it?
No, I think it will, because I think he's going into new territory here, where it's like he's going to do stories that have never been really shown or had the limelight. Like, he's going to look at smaller, more unknown stories of Superman and things like that, and just build upon it and have little bits from popular stories, because that's what people want, in an adaptation. You want something to be like a homage to the original, but you want something new as well, and James Gunn's the man to do that.
Yeah, he definitely is.
So if anything, I don't think it will. I think it'll have a little bit. But here's the thing, like I said, it's because it's a big, well-known character. It's not, Superman hasn't really had much limelight in recent years, except for the Henry Cavill and the Superman and Lois show. But he's not really, like, up there. He's not up there with Spider-Man. He's not up there with Iron Man. He's not even up there with Thor. Or, like, I'm going to be honest, not even there with Hulk.
But,
to be honest.
But let's be honest, so you go around the world, you show 3 pictures to people. The Spider-Man logo, the Superman logo, and the Batman logo. Pretty much wherever you are in the world, people are going to be able to identify them. They are the 3.
I agree.
Yeah.
No. I agree. I'm just saying.
Just they haven't been well represented over the past.
Yes, in the films. So with this, like I said, if James Gunn is going to take on this well-established character, he is going to do something very unknown with the character. Something very like, oh my god, I didn't know that about Superman. Oh, I didn't know this was a story in the comics. Like, this is going to be something fresh, something new. If that's how he's going to put his James Gunn spin on it, because the character's not unknown, but maybe some of his stories are. So
yeah,
that's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, definitely. But I tell you what, Kyle, there's something that Warner Brothers is going to be kicking themselves over now. They're putting all this money and time into a DC universe when really they should have been making a Barbie universe. Barbie, this weekend, again, in its 4th weekend, is the #1 film in the box office in America with 33 million. It is now the 25th biggest film of all time. Like, Kyle, the 25th biggest film of all time. Like, this is the entire history of movies. Barbie's the 25th biggest film of all time. You know, it's closing in now on 1.2 billion. Wow. You know, just more success for Barbie. It is probably this week, in the next couple of days, is probably going to creep into the top 20. You know, biggest films of all time. Do you see this overtaking Mario, though? It's on pace to overtake Mario. Mario, I'm pretty sure its worldwide total was just short of 1.4 billion. And this thing,
I think it will.
You think this is going to be the biggest film of the year now?
I think it will. I think it will take a hit from the people and reviews and saying, because
it's not going to take a hit for Blue Beetle.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying, like, the whole feminism stuff in the film is the only thing that people so far that I'm seeing that people don't really mesh well with.
I don't think it stopped it at all, though. Like,
no,
this,
but
this
I'm
film
not
is winning and winning and winning.
I know, I agree, but I think it's still gonna just. It's like, if that wasn't a bit of an issue, it would be bumped up a little, just a smidge more.
Yeah. So where do you think this finishes in its theatrical run? You know, it's the 25th biggest film of all time right now. Probably tomorrow it's going to be in the top 20 biggest films of all time. You know, it's overtaken
Mobius,
Captain America: Civil War. It overtook The Dark Knight, and this film is just unstoppable. And I still know loads of people who haven't. In fact, I think I'm the only, apart from yourself, obviously. I think I'm the only person I know who's seen it. Obviously, where I work, a lot of these guys aren't gonna see the Barbie film.
Fucking pussies.
Not for them. But they was all excited to see our review. Straight away, like, "You actually gonna go see Barbie?" It's like, yeah. Everyone notices this is. Look how disappointed you are in yourself that you liked it. You can see you're like, it's pretty good.
You know what, right? I've gone past all that shit. I just don't care. If it's a movie and it's good and I enjoy it, I don't care. It can be fucking Barbie for all I care. I mean, you know, a good movie's a good movie and a good time at the cinema. There's not what's wrong with that.
You know,
nothing.
Oppenheimer as well, though, still holding on pretty well. Oppenheimer's made 18 million in its 4th weekend as well. So, how many people do you think are still doing Barbenheimer in the 4th week?
Probably quite a few. Probably. I think it'll just be kind of memers doing it. You know, people like, oh, let's do Oppenheimer and Barbieheimer. But that's it.
Yeah. Right. I think that'll do us for today. Kyle, anything you want to add before we go?
Fuck you.
Okay. One thing I want to add is check out yesterday's video. Only if you're an idiot. Yeah. Literally, if you're watching this show, you probably already know which order to watch the MCU in, but I've been asked by, obviously not comments on the channel, but a load of people at work who I tell, it's like, you haven't watched any of the Marvel films.
Call them idiots.
Huh?
You're calling all of them at work idiots.
Yeah, I told Dylan what I was going to call the video before I made it.
Dylan, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I said, so this is like for people like that who maybe want to get into watching Marvel, but you just don't know where the fuck to start. So, I mean, you can just go on Disney Plus.
You don't.
You can just go with Disney Plus and it does tell you, but some people need to be told. So, I've been Callum. That's been Kyle. Hope you've had a fantastic Monday. Thanks for, if you got to this point, watching the whole video. Little subscribe button down there. Press it now.
To draw out an ending.
All the big consequences. I'll draw out your mum in a second. Like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the fun stuff. And we will see you... Depending what there is to talk about, we might see you tomorrow. We might see it... Oh my god, look at that.